How can I maintain a new belief that I choose to express without going back to the old belief?
It has to do with reinforcement. So think of it like this. At any point in time, you will always have the freedom to choose positive or negative. Because you have the experience of linearity, you oftentimes will have the experience of momentum. Many of you, because on different levels, you have explored negativity deeply. There is a certain level of negative momentum that you create within your linear experience. Because many of you within this lifetime are now just beginning to tune into the positive frequency, the positive frequency also has a certain type of momentum that may at first seem weaker, especially if you're new to this world. The key is to continue to nourish the positive momentum by nourishing the positive energy states that you prefer within yourself. And the idea is to, in a sense, starve the negative momentums by not feeding them your energy or life force. That does not mean ignore negativity. That does not mean suppress negativity. That does not mean deny negativity, because those are negative actions. It will feed into the negative momentum and you will feel stuck. You will feel stagnant. You will feel like you're in some kind of cycle. Instead, use your positive momentum to apply an attitude of compassion and peace towards the negative momentums, towards the negative energies. And as soon as you have begun to do that, the negative energy is no longer negative. Now it is an object of your love. Now it is an object of your affection. Now it is an object of your compassion. So you've included it within yourself. Therefore, it now feeds into the positive momentum, and it becomes easier to then feed into the positive direction. The idea is not to glorify the positive and also not to vilify the negative. For that will also create imbalance, because that comes in many ways from a place of bias. And in a sense, it comes from a place of hierarchy. Now, not all hierarchies are negative, but in general, when you create hierarchies within yourself, this part's the most important, but this part is not important, you create an imbalance. So train yourselves to see positive and negative simply as daytime and nighttime. Just see them as neutral things. One's not better or worse. Sure, one might feel painful, but that's by design. Because if you were eternally comfortable, why would you ever change? Why would you ever grow? There'd be no reason to. So the discomfort you feel from negativity is the fuel for your evolution. If that were not there, you would have no reason to be in the physical reality. You'd have no reason to evolve yourselves, because everything would feel great all the time. We're done. If that were the case, why come into the physical reality at all? You're here to grow. You're here to evolve, and negativity is designed to assist you in that. It acts as a catalyst for change, and the change starts within. And as you know, you cannot solve a problem from the same level that the problem exists upon. This applies here in the following way. You cannot transcend negativity with negative actions. The only way that can be transcended is by including the negativity, embracing it with an attitude of peace, compassion, love, bliss, whatever you prefer. And it will teach you. It will be a guide. It will teach you how to reinforce the positive momentums, how to reinforce the new directions. And that is the type of reinforcing that we are referring to. That will assist you in really reinforcing whatever positive beliefs or definitions you are cultivating within yourself. Remember, just affirming a new belief system, while it is important, works only on the mental level. You exist on many levels. You have an astral level you're connected to. You have an etheric level you are connected to. You have a physical level you are connected to. Therefore, take that positive belief system and make sure you're anchoring it every day on each of those levels. Because if you're just affirming it in your mind, it will not be very powerful. And that is why many individuals struggle with using affirmations to create their reality in a positive way. And it has to do with them really only working on one level of their consciousness. You are multidimensional, so work on the many dimensions that you exist on. And if you do not know how to do that, which is fine, That's an invitation to develop yourself so you can learn how to. You're being invited to grow. So enjoy.
Okay, thanks. You said that our negative states are kind of impetus for us to grow and transform.
Yes.
But what about with you? Like, you don't experience negative states. How do you evolve?
We evolve through the idea of challenge. We evolve through the idea of discovery. We evolve through the ideas of novelty. And on higher dimensional levels, those things, challenge, novelty, discovery, can be experienced without requiring a negative catalyst. And as you know, as above, so below. So the same thing's available to all of you. You can also grow through those means without having to, in a sense, have negativity be a part of the experience. But as you know, right now, negativity is a very highlighted experience. Many of you are personally working through and are collectively working through. Therefore, in terms of the Earth experience, it's very relevant. And in that sense, very useful, because it's a primary theme of exploration here. But at a certain point, it will not have to be that way, because the negative momentums will be transformed, which you're all doing now, 3 revolution. There's only so much negativity. It's not infinite in that way. There's only so much to transform. And once you have transformed in that manner, you will then be able to explore in all types of different ways that are parallel to how we explore. Because again, without darkness, there would be nothing to discover. Without darkness, which includes the unknown, there would not really be any challenge. Without darkness, there would not be any there would not be any novelty. So we use darkness in that way to grow and evolve ourselves, but we do not require negativity to do that. And as you know, the only reason you experience negativity at all is because many of you, in that sense, and we are referring to your species here as well, have shoved components of who you are into dark corners, and you have forgotten about them. And as you know, those types of patterns can get passed on and do get passed on. That's why you have the experience of generational healing. But once you have transformed that, there will be other ways for you to explore as a species. And you can still explore that way now. It's not that you only have to learn through the negative. You can, of course, learn through the positive. It's just that negativity is, for many of you, a prominent teacher because it's a prominent theme. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've been, whenever something that I might define as negative happens, just because of what I've learned through, your teachings and Bashar's teachings, right away, I know that there's a positive reason for it, in a sense. So that, in a sense, helps to transform it.
Precisely, yes.
Yeah.
That's you validating it and seeing that it has some type of utility. And in that moment, you're being compassionate towards yourself and you're including it. So that's very useful.